Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video on text to column. This is lab 2-5 in your textbook for the data analytics. So what I have here, when you download the file in for lab 2-5, it's the raw data. And what you can see is the data is really just not usable. We couldn't do any analysis with this data, but a lot of times systems, the only way to extract the data is in a text format. So very often with big data, you will get something like this file. And instead of just saying, I can't do anything with it, we can. So if you start with this file and you do a Control A on your computer, just Control A, so keep Control down and then hit A, you'll highlight all of the data. I mean, another way to do it would just be, literally just starting here, and copying it to get it all. But we'll see when we dump it into Excel, it's 7,000 lines of data. So, I mean, this is all the way up here. It's going to take a long time for me to copy it, but you could do that if you go Control Home. So if you just are at the top and you do a Control A, it's going to copy all of your data, or it's going to highlight all of your data. So the whole file is highlighted. And then if you do Control C, that's going to initiate the copy for you to bring it into an Excel database. So or Excel file. So then you'd flip over to your Excel file and you'd open up your Excel file. So you have Excel, and with Excel, you're gonna make sure you're in this A1 cell, and you can either do Control V, which will copy it, or just right click and paste. So either way, it gets in there, right? So, or you could just do, you have to be in the cell though, and do a Control V, it's all gonna go in there. So once you're in there, still, you can't really do much with this data because what you've noticed, it copied this whole row of data just into one cell, right? The first cell all the way down. So what do we do with that? What we would do is use this text to column function. So the way that we use the text to column function is, the first thing is you have to highlight everything that you want to move into columns, right? So we can't do anything with this until it's moved into a column format. So you can't just, if you only click the first row, you're just only going to delimit or separate that row's worth of data, where we want everything to be separated so we can use it. So in Excel, you go into the data tab, and then this text to column function. And when you click on text to column, you have different options. We are going to use the delimited option, but you could do fixed width. I just want to show you the fixed width option. You go to next. It allows you to create your own separations with these arrows. So for us, I mean, we could put in arrows wherever we wanted the separation to occur. But for this particular problem, we can use the wizard that they have. This is all a wizard, but this delimited type for anything that has a character such as a comma or tab that separates the fields, right? So in our case, this is the heading in row 1, and it's all separated by commas is how we want this data to be separated. If you're given a text file that doesn't have the separations like that, there should be something that separates it. The system knows that, there are different like sections, if you will. So, it would know that there has to be something, either a space or a tab or a comma, to know what information kind of goes along with the heading information. So when you go to next in this wizard, you can see the different delimiters, whether, it's a tab separation, if there's a semicolon, comma, space, or other, you can actually create, maybe it's a hashtag, maybe it's a, numeric separation, anything. But for us, we can see up here that each thing has this comma separation that's separating the headings. And what you notice, hopefully, is in the next rows, there are also commas separating these numbers. So that's where it's knowing what would be associated. So if we do a comma separation for ours, take off the tab, look at what it's done. It's automatically separated all of my information by comma. So it knows to take everything after the first comma and put it into the first column, everything after the second comma into the second column. And then when you hit next and finish, voila, now we have a beautiful Excel spreadsheet that we can actually do something with from a data analytics standpoint. And this is no dinky spreadsheet. This is 7,000 page spreadsheet that we just took from a text format that we could essentially do nothing with to now being able to answer some questions. The book has some specific things that I'm going to have you try to navigate through, but this would be interesting from any perspective. You want to know what state these people are in, what city. This has SAT information. You can sort by SAT. All these things now that we can actually answer some questions. So I just wanted to give you that quick tutorial. And this is definitely, if you haven't used this in the past, maybe you can start doing more analysis with this very simple Excel tool. So that's it. Good luck with this assignment. You do have to answer some questions about it, but this is definitely the first step to getting to where you can answer the questions.